1992, I was at a party at Mike Douglas's house and I fucked Kim Bassinger. I borrowed my brother's dick once to fuck Daryl Hannah. In 1992, I had sex with the Queen of Monaco. I had my entire fist up her ass. Time to go find a pussy sandwich.
Welcome to the show!
All right, horns up, metalheads. Time for another edition of Rock and Metal Revival. How you doing, partner?
I'm good, good.
It's Memorial Day weekend.
Already. I can't believe it.
3-day weekend.
Already.
I'm digging it.
I could handle a 3-day weekend.
You know what that means, though?
What?
The year is almost half over, which we're almost back to snow again.
No.
No, I do.
Really?
I'm just fucking with you.
We're closer to football, though.
Exactly. We are closer to football. Hey, coming up on...
I know that.
What?
Lingerie football or whatever.
That's awesome, ain't it?
That's some good stuff.
That's some good stuff. I'm starting to be a big fan.
Weird watching football with a heart on, though.
Really?
Or do you normally watch football with a... You watch regular football with a...
No.
With that?
No.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking out loud, sorry.
All right, on today's show, we've got guitarist David Shankle, formerly of Manowar, and now of the David Shankle Group. Shredding. He comes up in hour number 2. We've got News of the Weird. We've got your news you can't use. And I'll tell you what, we got a kind of a kick-ass playlist today.
I know. Pretty good tunes on there. Imagine that. Why would we do that?
Why would we play good tunes?
No,
all right. Here's because we're the A-team.
Oh, yes.
That's right. We are the A. We got to talk to somebody about that too. All right. From Screaming.
Don't we need two other, a black guy and someone else in our group?
Yeah. I could be the black guy if you want.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
From Screaming for Vengeance, here's the Hellion Electric Eye, kicking the show off with a double shot at Judas Priest.
You gonna do the mohawk thing?
Sure.
Cool.
I pity the fool.
You'd look good with a red-haired mohawk.
I pity the fool who don't listen to RMR. Yeah.
Some Priest?
Priest. There's Saxon from their CD Sacrifice and Stand Up and Fight on Rock and Metal Revival, and big show in Chicago on the 21st. And, you know what? It scares me, buddy, to think that bands like this aren't going to be touring much longer.
Yeah. It's the last chance to see some of these bands, you think, because Saxon, it doesn't come around
at all.
The U.S. very often at all.
It was kind of like I kind of wanted to go when Crocus was in the area. I kind of wanted to go see that, but then again, drive all the way to Chicago to see Crocus. It'd been different if it was closer.
Yeah, if it was more in the show than just Crocus, really to see. But.
Hey, want to congratulate, by the way, Ed Jones and Steve Reamer.
Oh, yeah, they won stuff.
Yeah, they're on their way to see Steel Panther next Thursday night in Milwaukee at the Eagles Ballroom.
Courtesy of the RMR.
That's right, courtesy of RMR and Steel Panther. And you're going in.
Yeah, I'm planning. I got to find somebody to go with.
As guest of the band.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
you're going to go. Come on, you got to go. How can you not go, man?
Maybe.
Come on, you got to go.
Maybe.
What the hell?
I'll see.
All right.
If I don't get to go this week, I will definitely go next week. So that's coming up next Thursday night.
How can you pass it up, man? Jeez.
I don't know.
Come on. If you got the time off of work, got to go.
It could happen.
All right.
So, hey, coming up, like I said on today's show, we've got David Shankle, Manowar. You fan? Yay, nay? What? I mean...
I never really followed Manowar very much. I had no idea they had guitarists that could shred like this.
Well, actually, I went back and listened to some Manowar after we had David.
Yeah?
And not bad stuff.
Yeah.
Man, I kind of dig it.
I thought they was kind of like an Armored Saint kind of bandish. You know?
Yeah. I love Armored Saint.
Good stuff, man.
I love me some Armored Saint. All right, hey, this weekend, guess who our friend Brenda went and saw again?
Miles and Tremonti?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Miles Kennedy and Tremonti on the same weekend.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
that's kind of stalkerish, don't you think?
I'm thinking they're probably like putting out some restraining orders pretty soon.
Pretty soon. All right, coming up, we've got News of the Weird. Right now, speaking of Miles Kennedy, here he is with Slash. This is World on Fire.
I think there's some cowbell in this tune.
I think there is, too.
Yeah.
On Rock and Metal Revival. From Angry Machines, there's the late, great Ronnie James Dio and Dying in America. And, man, I miss Dio.
It was a good fucking album, actually.
Yeah.
And at first, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Back when it came out and stuff. but now it's in my iPad, one of my iPods somewhere, and every once in a while one of those songs comes on, and it's like, man.
Do you realize it's been
not bad.
5 years since he passed?
Yeah, they just had the thing there. Eddie Trunk went to it.
Yeah. So did Andrew the Axeman from over at Hair Metal Nation.
Wow. Way to go.
Mansion, Hair Metal
That's
Mansion.
cool.
I'm sorry, Andrew. But Andrew's a good dude.
Yeah.
I'm glad he got to go.
That's cool. That's
Wonder,
very cool.
wonder if Chris and Neely were there.
I don't know. I haven't checked with them yet.
Yeah. All right. They're probably playing pinball.
Yeah. They got a pinball thing coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're listening on, what is
Uncontrolled Noise.
Uncontrolled Noise, yeah.
We got preempted in...
yeah, we're on early in the morning.
Early in the morning.
So, I mean, hopefully you're good and drunk from Friday night.
Yeah, or you've already...
You're not really... You haven't went to bed yet.
Or your breakfast has been in this for a couple hours, so okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
I've waked and baked.
Yeah.
If you waked and baked, this
You'll love it.
could
Yeah.
be good.
All right, time for News of the Weird. Looks like $175,000 worth of cocaine has washed up on a beach in Texas.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, a man in Galveston, Texas got a big shock Sunday morning while walking along the beach. The unidentified man found 15 pounds of cocaine.
Wow.
Wow, the street value of $175,000.
He actually found 30.
Yeah, he actually had no shit. And he turned it in. There was 30 bags in all, he said, though. He took them to the station. After the bags dried out, the powder in them tested positive to be cocaine.
Nice. They were waterproof, luckily.
Yeah, I guess.
Probably sealed up pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Galveston
That's
police
a hell of a haul.
Yeah, Galveston police are still trying to sniff up a few suspects.
Maybe, do you think they would just like snip up a few? Well, man, I wonder if how they got to find the ship or something that sunk it.
Exactly.
Threw it out. But hey.
Nice job. Good Samaritan there in Texas.
Yeah, way to go.
Accused burglar falls asleep during heist. A good night's sleep is essential for success in all things, and that apparently includes robbery. Guess where this happened?
I'm probably Florida.
In Florida. Police in
go.
Sarasota, Florida arrested Timothy Bontrager, 29, on Saturday morning after a homeowner woke to find him sleeping on her couch. Bontrager allegedly entered the home overnight through an unlocked sliding glass door in the rear of the house. When the homeowner woke up at 7:20 a.m., saw the suspect. She roused him from his sleep and asked him why he was there. Suspect apologized and started pacing around the home, only to leave when the victim said she was going to call the cops.
Roused him, huh?
Yeah.
I'd have roused him with a bat upside the head. Hey, hey, get up.
I'd have roused him with the click of a double-barrel shotgun in his head.
Get your ass out of my house, man.
All right. Man smashes wrong car as life imitates The Big Lebowski. I've never seen that movie.
Really? You got to see The Big Lebowski.
Really?
Yeah, you got to be good. Got to be stoned too.
Guess where this happened?
Florida.
Florida.
Way to go, Florida.
A Florida man is charged with a felony criminal mischief after deputies say he smashed a car which he thought belonged to his friend, only to find out the vehicle belonged to his friend's neighbor.
Yeah.
I guess this happened in Bradenton, Florida. That's where my dad lives in the off-season. Authorities say that Ryan T. Smith, 22, had a vendetta against his friend and used a baseball bat to express his rage in an attempt to punish his friend's car. Unfortunately, for Smith, his friend's neighbor owns a similar make and model of vehicle and couldn't tell the difference.
Oh, yeah, and the Big Lebowski.
$1,600 worth of damage.
Yeah. John Goodman smashes some dude's Corvette all the fuck, man. With a bat.
You have that movie?
With a bat. I got it. I think so.
All right, I'll watch it.
I can get it on Netflix or something.
Or Ontario.
And it turns out it's somebody else's car.
Nice.
They come running out. Oh, what the fuck?
Ontario teen takes drugs, get lost in park, calls 911. Oh, jeez. You know what? I could see this happening. Seriously.
Hey, all I see are trees, man.
Make it stop. Two Canadian teens called 911 for help after they apparently took drugs and got desperately lost in a park during the daytime.
What the hell?
The 19-year-olds whose names were not released by police were eventually tracked down in a 50-acre undeveloped park in Barrie, Ontario.
Way to go, man. Canada.
Nice.
Hey, this ain't Florida. Way to go.
I guess the teens were less than grateful when they were found.
Really?
It says,
you guys are harshing my buzz now, man.
According to Chief of Police Daniel Muffrack. I love that name.
Muffrack.
Yeah. I don't
Muffin
think.
Nice.
I don't think they really knew they were being rescued. They'll know today when they start piecing it together. I imagine once they sober up, the teens weren't charged with anything, but were taken to a local hospital for precaution.
Check them out. Find out what the hell they were on.
Fucking parrot
That's
down
funny.
there. So.
I look up and I see blue. I look down and I see green.
And there's trees everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm at. So that rounds up News of the Weird. And
if you're going to get buzzed out in the woods, know where the hell you are. Leave some breadcrumbs.
Exactly. You leave some Doritos. Crunch some Doritos as you go.
Yeah. Really,
All right.
man.
Coming up, we got Talking Real Metal, News You Can't Use, which is coming up just around the corner. Also, what was it, last week? 2 weeks ago, we went and saw Hailstorm?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Okay, and so in honor of Ronnie James Dio, let's take one off the Dio tribute album. What, Straight Through the Heart?
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right, here's Hailstorm on Rockin' Metal Revival.
Here's your latest hard rock and metal news on Rockin' Metal Revival.
All right, metalheads, it's time for Talking Real Metal, News You Can't Use. Grab the kids, gather them around the speakers, and
Pay attention.
Pay attention.
There will be a quiz.
All right.
After the pinball thing.
Wow, Hailstorm's Lizzie Hale issues challenge to male singers. Take off some shirts and show us some man nipple. You first.
Yeah, you show us your nips first.
Yeah.
Well, then they'll be all no problem. Well,
Hey.
Red's always out here topless.
if you and
we do the show topless sometimes
yeah,
in the winter when it's really cold out.
yeah, Lizzie, why don't you and what's Taylor
Momsen,
and Veronica?
Yeah.
I'll show us your nipples. Anyways, hey. She asked, I might as well ask.
All right, okay.
George Lynch, Shadow Train, 2 CD set up coming out real soon called Shadow Nation, documentary to see the light of day. Our friends at Rat Pack Records are putting that out.
Oh, yeah? It's a movie?
That's a 2 CD set.
Oh, it's music?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Lars Ulrich on Kurt Cobain, montage of Hack documentary. It's almost too much and too close.
I haven't been able to watch the whole thing.
Yeah?
I watched part of it, and I'm just pissed because he brought grunge around.
Yeah. Judas Priest, Ian Hill, heavy metal music will always be here in some way, shape, or form. I got to agree with him on that.
Yeah, but
We got to keep the melodic hard rock going.
yeah, something with a freaking melody and some kind of lyrics
Talent.
Here's
something Jerry will be picking up. Kiss's limited edition MP3 badge player featuring 3 live albums from 2008 tour.
is that the Ace?
No.
Then I don't want it.
Founding Yes bassist Chris Squire diagnosed with leukemia. We want to send our best to him.
Yeah,
that
sucks, man. Great bass player, man.
Yeah, he is.
Fucking roundabout. That's a great bass line right
That's
there,
a great song just to crank. I like that one. Phil Anselmo launches secret death metal project, begins work on new Superjoint ritual music. I hope he keeps it secret so we don't have to hear it.
Yeah. Keep it to yourself, Phil.
Yep.
Thanks.
Anthrax rejoined by drummer Charlie Benetti on Rock on the Range performance. I'd like to go to that show sometime.
It was on Axis up this weekend, and I freaking forgot about it. I missed most of it. I only saw parts of it. I should have recorded it, but
Parrot-fronted death metal band Hatebeak is back with the Number of the Beak album. Have you heard any of this?
Yeah, I had to go listen to it once I saw that freaking headline.
How is it?
Oh, it's fucking god awful. It's death metal, just fucking me. And then they recorded this bird and they put it through all this distortion and shit.
Nice.
Yeah,
Here's good news. Lullaby versions of Rob Zombie are now out.
Hey.
David Lee Roth rules out performing any Sammy Hagar era Van Halen songs. That's because he can't sing them.
Yeah, he can't even sing his era song.
And they might need 2 guitar players, and a talentless fuck wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
Lullaby. Here's what I got to get this for my niece.
Uh-oh.
Lullaby versions of Motorhead.
Yeah, I'm thinking that would be awesome.
Yeah. Sebastian Bach to appear on new Access TV show called Breaking Band.
Gotta get on that TV somehow.
Yep. Van Halen performs at Billboard Music Awards after being introduced by Taylor Swift. Did you see this?
No, I wouldn't watch the music
was terrible.
awards. I bet it was. I didn't see the introduction. I saw parts of their performance, and wasn't any better than the other time. It was
it sucked.
Dave ruins it, man.
Yeah. Musically they sound good. I think.
But Dave just he
dumbass.
just acts like it's a joke.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, man. Be serious and actually hit a fucking note that's actually in the goddamn song once. Just once.
Amen.
No bullshit.
There you go. Former and current members of Black Sabbath, Megadeth, Stone Sour pay tribute to Ronnie James Dio at Public Memorial. And
that was cool, man.
That's very cool. And someday we're going to get invited to some of this shit.
Yeah, he's a great fucking writer, man.
Who, Dio?
Yeah.
Oh, and probably one of the coolest people I've ever met in metal. Yeah.
Seems like it.
Very cool. So as we get back to the music, what do you say? Boy, I tell you what. How about some Savage?
Yes.
Sons of Malice is a CD. This is called Monkey on My Back.
I love this fucking album, dude. Do you got it? Did I give you a copy of it? Because it comes out in the shop all the time, and it's like, fuck yeah, I love this one.
Well, let's crank it up. Here's Savage on Rock and Metal Revival.
This portion of Rock and Metal Revival is brought to you by...
So that girl she said was her sister?
Isn't.
And that's who you...
Yeah.
Jesus, you slept with Morning's daughter?
Hey, don't look at me. She slept with her brother.
This is true.
Excuse me, as I recall, you had the woman herself.
Also true.
Man, we are just plowing through that family.
There's brand new music from the Rods from the CD called Smoke on the Horizon, featuring our friend Veronica Freeman.
I recognize that voice.
Oh, man, it's good to hear the V.
Yeah.
And she's released the information that her solo album will be released July 3rd.
July 3rd.
And I can guarantee you that she is going to be on this show in the next 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Are you sure?
I talked to her.
You did?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. I told her, I said, hey.
You said, hey, baby.
You went on the B team's show. You need to come on the A team's.
Yeah. It's time to step up.
That's right. All right, coming up, we're going to talk to David Shankle. He was the guitarist for Manowar at one time, and he's got a great group called the DSG, the David Shankle Group, and he shreds, bud.
Kicks ass, man.
Yeah, I'd never heard of him before, and this is very cool. The title track of the CD is called Still a Warrior. What do you say we roll this one, and we'll talk to David Shankle coming up next on Rock and Metal Revival. There's brand new music from David Shankle and the David Shankle Group. It's called Still a Warrior, and Jerry, that album is kicking ass.
It's some rockin' stuff,
I love that tune, and on the phone with us, former Manowar guitarist David Shankle. Welcome to the show.
Hey, guys, thanks for having me. All DSG Manowar fans out there, thanks for listening in. Glad to be here. How's it going, guys?
Fantastic. It gets better every day when we get great music. And tell us a little bit about the David Shankle Group. We just turned on to your band.
Well, to make a long story short, I was in Manowar for just about 7 years, from 88 until the end of 94, going into 95. I did the double platinum CD with them, The Triumph of Steel. I toured in about 29 different countries with them, did a bunch of live videos and DVDs. We did the Manowar reunion show in 2005 in Germany, 70,000 people, had all three guitar players, me, Ross, and Carl, and all three various drummers that were ever in the band, from Rhino to Scott Columbus and Donnie Hamzik, and it was really great. Then we went back in 2007 when I had the Hellborn record out on Manowar's label. I put 2 records out with them, Ashes to Ashes and Hellborn, after I left the band, went to college at Roosevelt University, got my degree in jazz, classical guitar, music theory. Then I signed a deal with Joey, because we're still brothers of metal, and I put out Ashes to Ashes, which we did a video for that song, and also for all the heroes of 9/11, I did a track called Calling All Heroes, which did very well for us. Then we did the Hellborn record in 2007, and yes, before anybody says anything, it'll be 8 years this July since my last record, but it's out. It's on Pure Steel Records. It's kicking ass. The single's been out for almost 4 weeks. Still a Warrior, available on iTunes, SoundCloud, Amazon.com, CD Baby. The record came out April 24th in Germany, and it's out worldwide as of the 28th, and you can get it on all the online sites and at PureSteelRecords.com directly. There's 10 songs on there, and I'm proud of them. And there's a couple of little surprises. There's a track on there that's a guitar solo called the Demonic Solo. It's from the movie Jezebeth, produced by Damian Dante, Jeff Swanee from Dark Star Records, and Lloyd Freeze. and they wanted a crazy solo for like 1 minute and 40 seconds to be in the movie for this girl to act like she's playing guitar and she's a vampire. So they shaved the hair off my arms, painted my fingernails, and they filmed my hands up close playing the demonic solo, and then they dubbed it in on her, and they did a pretty good job. So that turned out pretty well, and then I stood in front of a green screen, and they actually filmed me playing the demonic solo, and it's been up on YouTube and all my sites since the end of 2009, and good news is journalists are starting to hail it as one of, not the, one of the fastest guitar solos out there, and maybe for once Guitar Magazine will recognize that when they put 50 fastest guitar players in there. Maybe it'll finally get noticed. If it doesn't, me, myself, and my fans, my students, my friends, they all know what's going on in that solo, and that's good enough for me if I don't get gratification from Guitar World Magazine, but it would be nice, you know?
Yeah,
so
it would
we'll
be
see
nice.
how that goes, guys.
Well, I also saw that online on your website that you do some online instruction on guitar playing.
Yes, I've been teaching professionally for over 20 years, and I've been doing Skype lessons for just about 7 now. You know, if you got high-speed internet connection, a computer, a webcam, I see you in your room, you see me in mine. My lesson books are included in the fee, and anybody can get a hold of me through both my Facebooks, David Shankle 1 or David Shankle 2. We have the DSG Fan official musician page and a David Shankle fan page, and we have a brand new website, which is just www.davidshankle.com, and everything on everybody in my band, all the records I've ever been on, our swag, information, lessons is all you can find out through the website or through my Facebooks.
So do you teach beginners, intermediate, everybody?
Beginners, intermediates to advanced, whatever your level is, I'm there to help you reach your goals and gear you in the right direction.
Music theory?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. How much are these? 'Cause I suck at theory.
Well, it all depends on what you want to learn. You know, for general lessons, it's $130 a month paid to my PayPal, and you get 2 one-hour lessons, and you can be flexible with the lessons, and my books are included in that fee. Some guys out there are charging $250, $300 for 2 lessons. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. You know, it's hard enough times out there for people trying to keep their house and make a mortgage payment, and sometimes they don't want to pay a music teacher lessons for their kids when they're trying to keep a roof over themselves, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, $130 for 2 one-hour lessons spread out over a month is a fair deal, and my books are included with it.
That sounds like a great deal. Now, David, do you find there's a younger youth movement of people trying to learn these shred techniques and metal guitar?
Yeah, especially these days. Back when I was learning, you didn't have YouTube, you didn't have the internet, you didn't have all the instructional DVDs that are out there now. You could go on YouTube now and pop in killer jazz riffs or super shred arpeggios, and there'll be one of 100 people up there you've never even heard of breaking down cool arpeggios or whatever, depending on the style you want, besides the people that are known. People like myself, Joe Stump, Michelangelo Badio, you know, Rusty Cooley. We're all good friends, and we all have our own kind of instructional things. It's all who you like, who you want to go after, who you emulate, or who you want to take lessons from, because there's something out there for everybody at all levels. And YouTube is a wonderful tube, or a wonderful channel to get your stuff up on there for people to see you play. They didn't have that 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
for sure. Yeah.
So you teach more than just the drop D tuning.
Yeah, the one-finger chords.
Well, there's a lot of bands doing drop D tunings and they don't even play lead. I teach music theory and shred guitar, classical guitar, jazz, and teach you how to read music and how to understand when you're playing pentatonics or all your modes and scales and arpeggios, how that stuff comes together to where it can make sense, to where you can learn to play lead, 2 chord progressions, and not just sit around and noodle and wank and not be able to play the stuff, you know, to sound good within a band and over a bunch of chord progressions. There's a lot more involved in shredding than just shred, you know. There's learning how to actual shred and understanding how it works at whatever level.
Very cool.
Because I'm a noodler and a wanker.
Well, for all things, there's a first time. I also wanted to mention There's a track I'm proud of on the record called The Hitman. It's an instrumental track, and it features 6 other great guitar players that are friends of mine that I've played on their records several times. They played on mine. I've got Roger Stauffenbach from the band Our Tension back in the Mike Varney days. Great guitar player. I played on his last record called The Pharaoh. Tommy Vitale is a wonderful solo artist overseas. Parker Lundgren, the guitarist from Queensryche, who plays with Michael Wilton, he does a solo on there.
Nice.
T.D. Clark, a good friend of mine from Chicago, I played on 2 of his records. This will be the second one he played on with me. The wonderful Joe Stump, it's his second time performing on a record with me, and Michelangelo Badio. He's got a new record out now, too, called Shred Force 1. He plays on the record, and I played on his second-to-last record called Hands Without a Shadow, too, on a song called On the Double. So we're all good friends, and they're all playing some ripping solos with me on the track called The Hitman.
Well, that's awesome.
Cool.
I'm looking forward to turning that up
Yeah,
real
and
loud.
when I send you over the WAV files, you'll have a picture of the album cover, a photo of the band, and a flyer that we're promoting with all the guest artists on it as well, bro.
Sweet.
Oh, awesome.
Sweet.
Now, David, any plans on maybe doing a vinyl version of this?
The record company Pure Steel has talked about releasing a limited run of vinyl. We're hoping that may be available in the next 3 or 4 months. We just got the record out, so, Chipster, who's doing a great job promoting and setting up interviews for me, besides the record company, we're getting the record out there to the mass and, and getting feedback and online radio stations, magazines. We just did a brand new photo shoot last Sunday with Dan Minchin, who actually did the album cover for Michelangelo Badio's Hands Without a Shadow and has done stuff for Anthrax and tons of other great bands as well. So we're getting all those photos together now, so we're going to be releasing with Chipster and the label a handful of new photos of the band and individuals, and plus my new signature line of guitars. I'm with Grossman Guitars out of Romania, and I have the new DS7 and the new DS6 shred machines, and we're coming out later this year with the 6-string and 7-string 31-fret shred machine Flying Vs as well.
31-fret Flying V? Wow.
Yeah, it goes up to high B, and I'm working with a company called Madison Amps, a gentleman by the name of Norman Cox. We're building the David Shankle shred head. It's 3 channels of 320 watts of just shred friggin' power, man. So that'll be coming out in a couple of months as well.
Does it go to 11?
It goes to 400.
Nice.
We're way past 11. That's beginner level. We're way up in the stratospheres, 400.
So are there any songs on the new album you think would have benefited from adding some more cowbell?
That would have benefited from cowbell?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Being
Not
a
really. We might
metalhead.
could have thrown some cowbell in on Glimpse of Tomorrow, but when you hear the song, I think you'll be happy with just the way it is.
Okay.
All right. Well, we want
All the songs on the record are progressive power metal with neoclassical super shred guitar, but my singer, Warren Halverson, for me, is my favorite DS singer to date. And, there's a lot of versatility in the songs, and when I need him to sound like a Dio or him or a Tony Martin or a Don Dokken or a David Coverdale, you'll hear throughout the record where his style of vocals can change and fit those songs. For me, the most radio hooky kinds of songs in a metal way would be any song on the record, but if I wanted to be technical, you got Still a Warrior, Glimpse of Tomorrow, Across the Line, and Suffer in Silence.
All right, well, I'll tell you what.
Would be your closest radio. Everything else is a lot heavier and coming at you more full force, which is what I like to do.
That's what we're all about.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to play one of the fastest, not the fastest,
But one of
the fastest thrash solos of all time. We're talking about Demonic Solo. And David, you are welcome back on this program anytime.
Okay, I appreciate that, man. You guys play my music. It's people like you that really help keep the bands out there and support the bands and keep us alive and going, because without you guys, it's really difficult to get it out there. And we appreciate my band, Warren Halverson, Gabriel Anthony, and Mike Stryker. We all appreciate what you guys do, man.
Thanks.
Thank you. From the CD All You Can Eat, there is Steel Panther and The Burden of Being Wonderful. You face that every day, don't you?
It is quite a burden.
It is a burden, isn't it?
Have you seen the video?
No.
Oh, you got to see the video. It's hilarious.
Really?
Oh yeah, all their videos are hilarious.
Maybe we'll put that up on our Facebook.
No. You make people go look for it. Don't give it to them like that. Make them go find it themselves.
Wow, you're hardcore today.
Man,
what the hell's wrong with you?
Don't like it, man.
All right.
Like
fine.
People giving this shit away, man.
Hey, if we can find a way to make people listen to us, I would do it.
Oh, come on.
Never going to happen.
Oh, we don't do it. We could care less.
Yeah. Not to put a downer on anything, but it is Memorial Day weekend. Remember what it's for.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Barbecues?
No. Dumbass.
Oh. No?
No.
I know. Sorry.
Get out. Thank the people who
sacrificed. Yeah.
Exactly. Get out and pay tribute. All right. And next week we'll have Rob Rock from Impellitteri on the show. I promise.
Are you sure?
Yep. Unless Veronica Freeman wants to show, and whatever the V wants, we give the V. Yeah.
And Mistress V, she's in charge.
She's in charge, and I like it. All right. So let's get the hell on out of here. Remember, as we always say, don't drink and drive.
Smoke and fly.
Here's Jackal.
I'm going to smoke some right now.
Right now. Peace.
This brings to an end another edition of Rock and Metal Revival. If you enjoyed it, tell a friend. If you didn't, tell two. Until next time, this is Rock and Metal Revival.
I said, who wants to fucking touch me?
To catch the whole show of Rock and Metal Revival, all you have to do is check it out on these affiliates. Mega Rock Radios on Saturdays from 11 a.m. Eastern Time, on Rock 101 KLOL on Saturdays 11 p.m. Eastern, on Z-Rock 106.9 KKZR Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and on Uncontrolled Noise Tuesdays at 1 a.m., Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and on Saturday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern on uncontrollednoise.com. And make sure that you leave them a message and tell them that you found Rock and Metal Revival on their stations. Enjoy this edition of Rock and Metal Revival.